The applause was already fading when I walked into the banquet hall. Spotlights swept across the long table where every seat was taken. Polished silverware glinting, glasses trembling under the weight of laughter. Her laughter. My wife. The CEO. She saw me and smirked. "Why would we waste a seat on you?" she said lightly, like she was joking. But she wasn't. The VP beside her chuckled under his breath. The intern, the one who stole my idea, sat at the far end, sipping champagne. Even he had a seat. I stood there, folder in hand. My notes, my designs, my work. A waiter shifted awkwardly behind me, as if I was blocking the service. My wife's eyes lingered on me, then flicked away. The decision had been made. "You can wait outside," she said again, softer now, like a private humiliation between us. The room turned back to itself. Forks clinked, wine poured. I didn't move. I looked at her. Not the face, the eyes. And then I said, very quietly, "Check your email." No one laughed this time. I left. The heavy door shut behind me. Somewhere in the silence, I heard her phone vibrate. It started 2 months ago. I'd woken up at 3:17 a.m. to the sound of her voice in the kitchen. Not angry, not tired, soft, low, intimate. I didn't move. I just listened. The rhythm of her words didn't match the rhythm of her breathing. She was smiling. When she came back to bed, she smelled faintly of wine. The same brand she only ordered for the office. I told myself it was nothing. That's what you do when you've built a life around someone. You protect the image, even when the cracks start to show. But the cracks didn't stop. Meetings that ran too late. A change in her passwords. The sudden, intense mentorship of an intern who reminded her of herself. The intern who now sat in my seat. I remember touching her hand once, the week after it started. Her fingers stayed still in mine. Not pulling away, just inert, like holding the hand of a statue. I didn't confront her. Confrontation is for people who are unprepared. Instead, I learned. The intern's LinkedIn was sloppy. He bragged about collaborating on a project only I had worked on. He used phrases I'd written in my private drafts. The company email server was less guarded than she thought. All I needed was 5 minutes on her laptop while she was in the shower. The forwarded documents, the calendar invites, the private dinners. The tone of her messages to him was almost maternal, until it wasn't. A slow shift from "you're talented" to "you understand me." I copied everything. Dates, attachments, the file where she'd quietly reassigned my project under his name. Then I went deeper. Bank statements. She had authorized a bonus for him just below the threshold requiring board approval. Clever. Almost. Meanwhile, at home, she became lighter, happier. She hummed while she cooked. She kissed my cheek when she left in the morning. That was how I knew. The guiltless are never so kind. The proof came in the form of a single stupid mistake. A love note, scanned, not typed. His handwriting on the company letterhead, her lipstick faint along the fold. It was dated the same day she had told me she had been presenting to investors. I put the note in my folder with the rest. Chronology was important. Patterns told better stories than accusations. The day before the award ceremony, I sent an email. One message to the board, one to the press contact who'd been begging me for a scandal. Not a word of commentary, just attachments, dates, numbers, screenshots. In the morning, I watched her get dressed for the ceremony. The new dress, the diamond necklace I'd bought her 2 years ago. She looked radiant, triumphant. She kissed my cheek again before walking out the door. I counted the seconds until the email would be opened. At the ceremony, when she told me to wait outside, I didn't flinch. I had imagined this moment too many times. I told her to check her email. By the time I reached the lobby, I could hear the faint hum of voices rising in the banquet hall. Then, her voice. Louder now, sharper. The scrape of a chair against the floor. The door slammed open and the VP burst out, his phone still in hand, eyes darting wildly like a man who just learned his parachute wouldn't open. He didn't look at me, he just ran toward the parking lot. Through the door, I caught a glimpse of her, still seated, but pale. The spotlight that had made her glow an hour ago now carved her face into hard lines. People weren't clapping anymore. I didn't stay to watch her fall. That wasn't the point. The point was that the truth, once exposed, becomes irreversible. It stains everything it touches. I walked out into the evening air. The city lights blurred in the glass of the building's facade. My reflection looked different somehow. Not happier, not even relieved, just unburdened. Somewhere behind me, her voice rose again, sharper this time, pleading. It wasn't my problem anymore. By the time she finished explaining, the board would have already read every word. The intern would be in hiding. Her empire would start to crack, one quiet resignation at a time. I stepped into the street. The traffic light changed. And for the first time in months, I didn't look back.